ball knocked loose. White dive on it.
This is twice now the Celtics have been first to the floor.
They try to save with Horford. Unbelievable.
Boston first to the floor. So good.
Brown fakes, fires up the three. Bang! Tatum dives on the floor. Everybody dives. Jaylen Brown with the flush. Blocked by Porzingis. He's doing it all. Tatum spinning, driving, layup. Washington drives. Blocked by White. Oh, what a block from Derek White.
Wayne Spooney here, First to the Floor podcast. The Celtics a 1-1 weekend, and I'm going to talk all about it with Jake Eisenberg. Jake, how's it going, buddy?
Going well, back to back, and lovely title from our fearless leader, Ben Vallis here. What did we learn this weekend? We learned that wanting to be wanting to learn that we're exceeding expectations or not, or doing the opposite is going to be like really frustrating all year long. And It's like go 2-0 or go 0-2 in the back-to-back this weekend, or have an incredible vibes W against the Sixers off the back of the Cavs game. Granted, we'll talk about the Rockets game. You didn't really have a shot in that one. So, did we learn a lot? Did we learn nothing? Let's find out.
It's like Schrodinger's basketball team, man. Just when I think I kind of have them figured out, they go and beat Philly. I thought they were going to lose that game, honestly, like the way Philly kind of stormed back. But they held on. We're going to talk about the Rockets game first. Just I think it's a lot less interesting. The Sixers game. Look, it's the fifth game in 7 nights. Yeah. Look at the record of teams on the fifth game. I bet it is like 30% winning percentage for the fifth game in 7 nights. Teams just never win that game. And the Rockets are really good. Like, I don't think the Rockets, or rather the Celtics, are worse than this version of the Rockets. But the gap is not that big. So I just there's nothing to take away from that game to me, really. I mean, we got our ass kicked, but whatever.
5-7 on a back-to-back. That included travel. Granted, Philly's not far.
Right.
After playing down to the wire. And this team's just not deep, man. If we've talked about how we're not really built to survive a Jaylen or Derek injury. And so it's on a 5-7 back-to-back means you're going to get more. We saw some Jordan Walsh get a crack yesterday. We're going to see a little bit more Baylor Scheierman, who actually.
Yeah, maybe that's the story, those two.
Yeah. Baylor Scheierman doing stuff out there. So they didn't really have a chance. It's funny. I kind of like the way they played, even though they were getting the shit kicked out of them in the first half. I was like, they're playing really hard. They just cannot make shots. And the Rockets were shooting 60% from 3. So on top of all the schedule stuff, sure, the Rockets were getting some good looks, but they were they were 9 for 16 in the first half, 56%. And then it got even better in the second half. Yeah. What did it end up being? It was 10 for 13, 77%. Obviously not huge volume, but it's doesn't matter when you're just that efficient. So you had above the break, Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason was hitting everything. So you just didn't really have a shot in this game. But in that first half, I was like, man, Cater's battling on the boards. He's slipping out of screens. I feel like he's figuring out how to get out of screens faster. Minott was getting involved. Pritchard still can't hit a shot, but it wasn't as bad as the score indicated.
To that point, the Rockets had 30 drives. The Celtics had 53. That is a shitload of drives, and it's probably our season high if I had to guess. So that is the definition of playing the right way. Get to the rim, try to draw fouls, which look, are the refs the reason we lost this game? Absolutely not.
Definitely.
Would it have been a 14-point loss if it was called a little more even? Yes, definitely. And look, Houston's tough. They're a really good defensive team. And, outside of kind of Jaylen Brown, this is not a team that's going to draw a lot of fouls. But Derek had several, when he gets the guy on his shoulder and he raises up he always rises up for a floater, one dribble before everybody else. And he always gets that call. They call that foul every time. there was 2 or 3 times against Houston where he just didn't get the call. And it's like, all right, we know what this is. So I'm with you. Like, I thought the process was really good for the most part. And like Keita and Minott, they both suck without the other one. Keita by himself, minus 5.7. Minott by himself, minus 20.5 net rating. Together, plus 24 net rating. So, like, they work together. Obviously, small sample sizes, but that's great because they're going to play a shitload of minutes together going forward. So, I thought both of them were very solid, and there's just kind of nothing you can do when, like, dudes are just rising. I think Amen Thompson even hit his first 3 of the season. Yeah, he did. So, like, what are you going to do?
He hit that 3, and I was like, man, I haven't seen him hit a 3. I hope because I was watching it on delay, so I didn't know. I don't like looking at the box scores or checking stats and stuff. And I wonder what his 3-point percentage is for the season. And then Drew Carter said that's his first 3 of the season.
Yeah.
That's the kind of night that we were dealing with. Yeah, Minott, it's fun. He doesn't need to make shots in order for him to be really impactful, but he can't shoot. I think like coming into the season, we were wondering. Yes, we don't have a huge sample size, but after watching him shoot enough, I said it on the last pod. Anytime he takes an above the break attempt, it looks like a huge effort, and he can knock down corner shots. That's fine. That's all we really need from him. And the free throws, I'm not sure if the free throws are actually bad, but he obviously bricked the 2 at the end of the Sixers game.
Yeah.
And Derek White was just in hell again. And I'm not sure, like, it will get a little bit better, but he is having the worst time out of anybody on this team. Like Jaylen, to me, the role isn't that different. Like, it doesn't feel like he's on the ball that much more than in the previous year. I'm going to look up the usage quickly, but Pritchard's role feels kind of similar. Anthony Simons has taken up some of the usage as well, but Derek White is just, he's got Amen Thompson all over him or Tari Eason, and it's not going well.
Yeah, it's a lot different when Tatum gets Amen Thompson, Jaylen gets Tari Eason, and then you get Fred VanVleet, right? Or Reed Shepherd or something. That ain't the case anymore. Whoever the second best wing defender is going to be on Derek White, and he just doesn't have primary ball handler skill set, man. That's why he works so well with Tatum, because he complements Tatum's ability to be the primary ball handler. On the Jaylen point, I totally agree. I feel like Joe has done a really, really nice job kind of designing the offense around this team as it exists, instead of just trying to shoehorn, like, here's how we played last year. Jaylen, you are now Jason Tatum, and everybody else is everything else. So I tweeted this out, but like, we set up Jaylen for an empty side ISO, which is something we always do. Like that is a Jaylen possession. It's like, okay, you've got, I can't remember who he had on him, but it might have been, actually, I think it was Jabari. It's like, we know you can get to the rim against Jabari, but on the weak side, we're going to run double pin downs for Pritchard, occupy the help defenders, and we know you can just get straight to the rim and score. And he did. That's not really a Jason Tatum type possession. Like, Tatum's going to run high pick and roll, find corner shooters. That is a Jaylen Brown type possession. So I totally agree with you. Like, I don't think, and he's probably on the ball more, some.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's
32% usage this year versus 28 last year. So bit of a jump. And when I was worried we were going to get like 35% Jaylen Brown usage.
37, yeah. So
And
I think the role is pretty similar. But go ahead.
Derek White, though, 19.4% last year. And this season he's up to 24%. And those are the types of jumps that sub 20% elite role players are not really supposed to jump up into the mid 20s, because now you're talking about closer to being a star ball handler. And yeah, he doesn't have the athletic pop to do that. But that being said, it will get better. Even in this role, I think it will get better. This is like by far and away his worst efficiency, even going back to the San Antonio days when he was a worst player and he was asked to do a lot more back then as well. I wonder if I can pull up that from San Antonio, because he's had stretches where he's had to scale up and been effective. I think part of it is just not being able to get any shots to go. It's like even the catch and shoot stuff, even the stuff that's clean right now, he can't get anything to go. And he's always been a confidence player. And I wonder if he's just like, man, this is too much for me right now. I'm letting down the team. And he's a little bit in a little bit of a spiral. He typically comes out of it. Maybe it's because he's a podcaster. I know my 3-point shot's been broken, but that was kind of the case before I started doing this. But the JJ Redick, yes, Blemmer in the chat brought it up. Every time he goes on that podcast, JJ Redick podcast, he turns into me from the 3-point line. And all of a sudden, he is a podcaster. If the Celtics media versus coaching staffs, any indication, is that the people that are on the microphone and using the keyboards, they're not going to make us shots.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. So I just looked this up, right? On wide open threes. So no defender within 6 feet of him. He's shooting 33% this year. The attempts are exactly the same. 4.4 last year, shot 39%. 3.5 the year before that, shot 42%. He is not going to shoot 33% on wide open threes this year. Like that alone ticks up. That's like one more extra 3 a game. Plus you mix in like the confidence that will come with getting some of these wide open shots to fall. And like, I think Derek will be just fine. It's just ultimately like everybody on this team is just asked to play one role above their head. And that's why Tatum makes it all make sense, right? But like Derek's just not a second option. And he's definitely not a primary option running bench units like Tatum or Jaylen have to do at times. So it's not going to be as efficient as last year. There's no chance in hell, but it will be more efficient than where it's at now. And I feel the same way with Pritchard. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, Pritchard, even in that San Antonio year, before he got traded, he had a 22% usage and he had a 55% true shooting, which is low for Derek White. But for this season, Derek White, I think is he sub 50% true shooting? I'm pretty sure he is.
I believe he's at like 48 last time.
42%.
42. Jesus Christ.
That's probably one of the worst in the league that might be the worst in the league for the amount of shots he's taken. It's probably not even close, be my guess.
Gotta be.
That's as pretty much as bad as it gets. So yeah. I'm not jumping ship. Dave in the chat. Time to find a new mistress yet? No chance. If anything, Derek's got more time in his schedule. So I can.
This is when he needs you most, Jake. He needs the emotional support.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, easy to find. Be booking the Sheraton presidential suite when things are going well, but don't worry, Derek. I won't be booking a Motel 6 for you, despite you kind of playing like that at this point. I'm a believer. Peyton Pritchard just mentioned.
Yeah, I just before this is perfect because this is a Pritchard stat. What do you think he's shooting on wide open threes this year?
It's I don't know, like 29%.
16.
Oh my god. That's the thing, like even the ones that are coming off offensive rebound stuff that's just like clean, good looks. There was one in the Philly game that he didn't knock down as well. It's like those were the Derek White kill shots. And he hasn't been able to get any of it to go. This reminds me of like the end of the calendar year last year, December, when nobody could make a shot. Feels like there's a bit of a team-wide thing going on besides Jaylen Brown, but Derek White and Peyton Pritchard just cannot get anything to go right now from the outside.
Yeah, Pritchard 43% on wide open threes last year. He's basically been above 40% on wide open threes his entire career. And again, like we talked about Derek's shot mix, Peyton's shot mix being different. They're taking more pull-ups this year. We lead the league in pull-up jumpers as a team, which feels not ideal. Yeah, in number of attempts. But like these are wide open threes. They are the lowest variance 3 around. So both these guys are going to start hitting those shots and the offense will look better. And frankly, like I don't think the offense has looked bad. Even to your point against Houston, like the process was fine. They just kind of couldn't get shit to go. And Houston's tough, man. They're a great defensive team.
Yeah, and they give you nothing. I mean, the Celtics still actually got something going on the offensive glass. They ended up 14 to 12 offensive rebounding wise. But Pritchard, what did we learn this weekend? Pritchard's the leap is, I think, in there. The leap is kind of happening. It just feels like it's not because he can't hit a 3.
Right.
He's playing so well in the mid-range and in the short mid-range area. Like that first quarter against Philly, it was kind of an insane it was so weird to see them just turn into mid-range assassins. But that's part of the problem I think with this team is that without Tatum, teams are becoming pretty comfortable to kind of like just play one-on-one, switch everything, and not get in rotation. Whereas with Tatum, teams were just constantly selling out to stop him from getting to the rim, to stop him from getting to his pull-up game, just constantly sending like 2-3 bodies at him. That's not happening anywhere near to the same degree with this team. So in that Philly game, while it was awesome that that Jaylen and Pritchard were putting on a masterclass from the mid-range, Pritchard especially was getting into VJ Edgecombe, you name it. I love the way that he's getting into guys. But that was also not a great sign of like overall offense when they're just basically going isolation mid-range jump shots. And they built a lead, and that's kind of how they ended up winning the game, was kind of just surviving after that. But to the Pritchard point, everywhere on the court, he's been ridiculous. Restricted area, 66.7. The paint, non-restricted area. That's been his spot. And that's what we've been talked about for a couple of years now. It feels like that should be a money area for him because we know he's such a good shooter. 83% from that spot, mid-range 50, and then he's shooting 18% from three. That's insane. Dumb. He's such a good shooter. And it's so weird to see him missing all of these shots. And I feel like I can see him second-guessing himself a little bit now. And I get it because you start to be like, well, I'm just throwing away possessions because I know I'm not going to make this next one. And like, I think he made one early in the Rockets game, but then that was kind of it. Yeah. But yeah, the playmaking has absolutely improved. He feels like he's actually able to draw some attention because he's able to get to spots. He's able to get to spots easier than D. White is. I would have to kind of run through all of the matchups. I'm guessing Pritchard's maybe getting slightly worse defenders. But man, I feel like we've called him the Wombat before, but he just burrows into guys, gets into their body, and it doesn't really matter if they're stronger or bigger. He's just getting lower and he's moving them and getting to spots.
Yeah, Smart had the combat muscles. We've got the combat wombat with Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, dude, like the mid-range and like 50% from mid-range, that is elite. That is like best mid-range shooters in the league shoot 55% from the mid-range. So, and the fact the volume's way up. The paint, non-restricted area, mid-range, he's taken 5.2 a game this year. Last year it was under 2. So like the volume going crazy, the efficiency going crazy from that range. Once he starts making shots, like this is going to really like click together for Pritchard, because I'm with you. Like the most important thing for Pritchard to flash is that he can get downhill with this much defensive attention. He can make the correct reads when he gets downhill. And like the passing has really been there all year. I feel like, how many I think in the Philly game? 5, 4, 10, 8, 4. Like that is really good stuff for Peyton Pritchard. So I'm with you. The leap is happening. I don't know how high of a leap it's going to be, but if he starts making threes, all of a sudden we're looking at like 17, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty legit, dude.
Yeah, man. You talked about the assists and turnovers. Only 4.88 assist to turnover ratio.
It's crazy.
Is elite stuff. And even Derek, he's not turning the ball. I mean, he's not making shots, but he's still doing everything else. Like he's still creating like transition, making right decisions, getting the ball to guys in the right spots, finding assists, not turning the ball over, not beating them. The advanced numbers with him on the court are still good. Him and Pritchard, like the backcourt's playing well. It's just at the end of the day, you need them to make the shots that they are getting. They will start to make them, but you don't want to get in too big of a hole win-loss wise, or maybe you do. I don't know what anymore, really.
Me either.
I really don't. So I'm just gonna hope that they play well. That's all I can do. Man, it's crazy. 49% true shooting for Pritchard. 40. Just looking at it, I have to check the other columns on the stats because I'm like,
wait, is this EFG?
For the past 3 seasons, it's been like just posting true shooting propaganda from both Pritchard and D. White. And obviously part of that is a lot of that is Tatum, but Pritchard in particular, he's going to get going. And defensively, he's still been good. The leap's here. It's just got to look through the bushes a little bit to find it.
That's right. But let's maybe talk a little bit more about the Philly game. But first, we should probably get the Prize Picks ad read if you're ready to go, Jake.
Yes, sir. It's Prize Picks time, baby. And we got it. The Patriots got away with it today. Drake May's first bad game in a little while. If you went more on yards, though, you probably still got there. And I'm not sure what Travion Henderson has done to Mike Vrabel. It was nice to see Travion get some touches, but our boy Jennings, apparently that's where we're going next. We're not going to be going more on Kyle Williams because every time Drake May throws him the ball, Kyle Williams appears to be in the complete wrong spot. Now, when it comes to the Celtics against the Jazz tomorrow, I think this is the day. It's Peyton Pritchard time. We're going more points, rebounds, assists. Give me all the Pritchard stats tomorrow against the Jazz. It's his time. They have a day off after the 5 games and 7 nights, still at home. Favored by 9.5. Yep, they're favored big in that game, so they should be good to go. And don't forget, Prize Picks offers injury reboots. So if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. So, if Tucker Kraft tears his ACL in the first half, then you won't have to worry. Rest in peace, my sweet prince. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's good to be right. And let's pray that I hang on against Mac in the fantasy league to push him into last place. And he owes me $1 billion pretty much. So
hell yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, sign up for the Patreon, join the Discord. Me, Jake, Ben, we're all mixing up in there. We have a really awesome group. It's about 250 people. And there's 50, 60 extraordinarily active users talking high level hoops and just bullshitting about everything. There's a book thread, there's a movie thread, there's a random thread that ends up being the soccer thread on the weekends often. And we are playing fantasy basketball and fantasy football with people in the Discord. So, it's really fun. It's awesome. Join the Patreon. And if you really join the Patreon, you'll get exclusive content from us. So check that out. Also Prize Picks. That's really cool. Use that too. Anyway. All right. What did we learn? We learned nothing from the Houston game. Maybe we learned the offensive process would still be okay, I guess. Yeah. Right.
Jordan Walsh learn from played. Yeah. I guess. What did we learn from the Philly game? Honestly, one of the things that comes to mind is that Hugo Gonzalez is insane. And one of the more insane plays I think I've ever seen was his attempted chase down block on, who was it on? Was it on VJ Edgecombe, where he crashes into the stanchion afterwards and then gets up? I know it's not perfect right now, and maybe my hot take from the past 3 games is that Baylor Scheierman might actually be playing better defense than Hugo. That could be scalding. But Baylor legit has actually been pretty solid in those spots. But Hugo is if Joe Mazzulla was able to just create a guy in a lab, truly willing to die on the court. Got kicked in the nuts from Joel Embiid, but that play is very seared into my mind, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. And I know this season is a lot about these young guys, and it's been up and down for Hugo. I like the catch and shoot stuff's looking solid. He's not elite right now, but it's getting him up. But the defense and the literally willingness to die for the Boston Celtics really stood out to me this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. You probably will not be surprised to learn this, but this is exactly how Joe played at WVU. He was psychotic. He was nuts, man. He was at the base, the bottom in the paint of their zone at times, just basically punching big men. So he was nuts. He was crazy. Yeah. And if he had Hugo's size, he probably would have been a borderline NBA player, even though he put up 8 and 3 in college. But yeah, dude, Hugo, here's what I'll say. He has my expectations for him, rather. He has raised my expectations for him very, very quickly, because I came into this season expecting him not to play at all. Or essentially get this token Jordan Walsh 3 minutes at the end of game minutes. He's got a role. It might not be an every night role, but there is games where Joe is not afraid to play him and clearly trusts him more than Walsh, and I'd say more than Scheierman. Although again, Scheierman played really well against Houston amongst the shit of that game. So Baylor might be figuring it out, but if you just have a 6'6", 6'7", psycho that you can unleash on ball handlers, like that has value. And I think the fact that he's 19 and has some legitimate offensive upside, and he's just kind of a stat sheet
Yeah.
stuffer. Like he's one of the Bill Simmons, quote unquote, like he just does stuff. Like
It does do stuff.
Yeah, maybe too much stuff at times, but I would much rather tone a guy down. This was always my argument about Neesmith too. Like I would so much rather tone a guy down a notch or two than have to be like, will you please play hard? Because those guys never fucking play hard. Like Romeo Langford. Yeah, exactly.
That's a guy.
Exactly. So like he had 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 boards, 5 points, plus 10. Like he was impactful. He's fouling way too much. And like to your point, like that alone maybe means like the fact that Scheierman's just kind of keeping guys in front of him is more positively impactful. But the ceiling on his defense is crazy high.
Yeah, he is fouling so much. And I think 90% of them are fouls too. He's maybe getting a tiny bit of a rookie whistle, but he's just into guys. He's just a little too overzealous, but you're right. Much prefer him to be overzealous. And what's great is he's got the 6 fouls, and the Celtics have clearly decided that fouling, it's just going to happen this year.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And maybe it is the market inefficiency, because I swear getting in the bonus early doesn't even do that much. Whenever the Celtics get in the bonus early, I swear we never shoot at any more free throws. But I liked getting to see him in the end of the Houston game. And I'm sorry for bouncing back and forth here, but like all the end of the bench guys got to have real extended run, and just seeing Hugo with the ball in his hands a little bit. He loves Euro stepping so much. He hasn't really had the chance to do it when he's playing with the regulars because he doesn't really need to. He tried one, got bumped, and had like a fadeaway shot that he kind of had to take. And he had a floater that I think banked in. I think he's got good touch, and he's just a little helter-skelter right now. But Neesmith is a great Spanish Neesmith. I know Spanish Kawhi is kind of the dream. I don't know if Hugo will ever be the same level of shooter that Neesmith is, but while Neesmith is a good defender on ball, he is not nearly as big as Hugo, and the rebounding with Hugo is legit. Like he's good for a tip in every game. He had 3 offensive rebounds in the Philly game, like 5 rebounds. He's racking up stats. The frame can't get over the frame. He looks it out there. He does. If you zoom out and you can't see their faces or whatever, he just looks like a man fitting in amongst these other guys. So I'm excited to see what he does look like once the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum weight training protocol, pitcher protocol kicks in. And we're 7 games in now, and I love what I'm seeing from Hugo.
Yeah, man. Like he has shown that there's an extraordinarily high chance he's at least the decent role player in the NBA. And when you're picking 27th, that is a home run. Like a dude who can give you 15 minutes a night, even if he's not a playoff guy, is a great pick that late in the draft. And like he has upside. He has legitimate upside. Like I think maybe he's even a little heavy right now. Like I think he could kind of tone down a little bit and maybe get a little more pop athletically, but he's not unathletic.
I like that.
Yeah, and he's strong as hell. And like to the Neesmith point, yeah, Ugo's just going to be able to guard an entirely different group of big forwards that Neesmith can't do. Like Neesmith works hard and he keeps himself in front and can do okay on like the Cade Cunninghams. There's a chance Hugo is like a lockdown style 6'6", 6'7" defender. So that is tantalizing. And the shot looks good. Like I know it's not going in all that like often, but he looks confident with it. It's really smooth from like the pocket to release. It's really nice and smooth, like one motion jumper. I'm tantalized. I'm extremely tantalized by Hugo. Like, cause I really like just went into this season being like, if we get like 3 decent moments from him, I'll be happy. We're getting 3 a game at this point. Yeah. Mission accomplished.
He's so much fun. Jaylen Brown, he's playing pretty awesome, at least as a scorer. And the advanced numbers just do not. I know we talked about it a little bit, how like he's trying to carry some of these bench lineups, but he's doing it instead of Tatum doing it. He's not quite capable of it. But like in the Philly game, him being a -11 versus Anthony Simons being like a +23, I refuse to accept that we're a better team without Jaylen Brown. Like I think we would be just so dead in the water. There's just something. It's obvious. You need guys to just generate points out of nothing. And he's doing that at a really high level. Like in the Philly game, I know he had the 5 turnovers. He's just slightly swimming above positive assist to turnover ratio for the season, 1.07 assist to turnovers. But again, 32 points on 19 shots. It got a little hairy at the end there, which I know. But yeah, like it frustrates me. I'm like torn on it because I'm like, on one hand, it's like this is Tatum is always going to be the guy that is the advanced stat darling, is the rising tide that lifts all boats. But I wish the numbers would just say that Jaylen Moore was a little bit better, because the hooper in me is like, dude, the guy is just tough bucket after tough bucket after tough bucket, shooting close to 50% from three. That we'd be dead without him.
So the Data Baller, great website, lets you adjust for 3-point luck. And if you adjust for his 3-point luck, he's basically dead even on off differential, which to me, I think kind of makes sense in that we're basically a dead even team. And he's being asked to play against starters and carry bad bench units with like multiple guys who are kind of borderline NBA players. So I'm with you. Like it's almost like bizarre how the advanced stats are down on him this year. Like to me, a lot of it is shooting luck. Like there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. And I feel like the turnovers, he's got to chill. Like he's leading the NBA in total turnovers. Like that's too many.
It is too many, but it's not a surprise though. This was what we talked about this a million times in the offseason. It's like that 4% extra usage, he's not built for it. And I don't know if he can get it down. What is he up to now per game, turnover wise? Back up
like
to 4.
Yeah.
Damn it. Because he got it under 4 after before the Philly and Rockets game. So it looks like he's gonna track probably right around that number for the season. But it's just, and I hate bringing it back to JT over and over again. My brain can't help it, but it's like it's the total assists. We just can't get them because Jaylen's not able to get the defense quite in rotation. But he's scoring, and that honestly, long term, is maybe as important as anything.
Yeah, man. If the jumper being back is real, we are going to be amazing next year. Like if he's a 40% 3-point shooter all of a sudden again, like him and JT are just going to blow people the fucking doors off of teams. Like the fact that him and Tatum were both like in that 34 to 36 range, which is fine. That's good enough. That's really all you need. I mean, Jaylen was at 32% from 3 last year. Like if he's 41, 42, like that is going to just adds, it probably won't be, but even if it's 37, 38, man, it just adds such another dynamic to the attack with those two. So, and he like the jumper, he just looks really healthy right now. I think that he's over the hamstring, and I think that's the most important thing. But like to your point, like high volume, efficient scoring is the most important skill in basketball, period. Right? Like, oh, Spoonie, guys like Anthony Simons and Cam Thomas they're not efficient. They're high volume. And Simons, like, I think will be efficient this year given his role. But like if they were asked to do what Jaylen Brown is doing, they would have like 50 true shooting percentages, right? He's at 64, which is an absurd number, would easily be his career high by like 5 percentage points. So like that alone, he is destroying people in the get efficient points at super high volume. And that is absurdly valuable. Like he's got to keep up with, all of these dudes like Maxey, Edgecombe, Embiid. And it's like Jaylen Brown and Derek White going to war. You know what I mean? Like, so the fact he's doing it in this roster context is elite.
Yeah, and that's why he's always been an important playoff player. Because throw the advanced shit out the window once you get to the playoffs. It's like you just need tough buckets. You need guys that are big, strong, physical, and can like make tough shots. And that's why his efficiency regular season to the playoffs is often kind of similar because his shot diet actually doesn't change that much despite the defense picking up. Yeah, man, he outside of the Houston game, the shot just looks good. I don't know if he's getting more lift on it. Maybe it was
I
the
think
knee
so.
last year. It's interesting because he's been battling the hamstring, but the jump shot looks cleaner. He's getting his legs under him more. Whereas last year, I felt like he was trying to like, I don't know, aim
He's
it more.
leaning.
And
Yeah.
it was like different depending on how open he was. Whereas this year it looks the same every time. I know he's talked about, I know Noah asked him about it and how he's thinking about trying to take more threes as opposed to last year. He didn't want to take as many threes because he had so many good shooters and that wasn't his job. Whatever it needs to be. I don't whatever you got to tell yourself to help you sleep better at night to make yourself a better 3-point shooter. But it's working so far.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I don't know if I was skeptical. I think I said I think Jalen's going to be in for the best year of his career multiple times in the offseason, but there was a chance this looked horrible, and it has not, right? Like, there's a non-zero chance this just did not go well. Classic Dave, aren't the Celtics always going to have salary issues as long as JB is on the team? I would say as long as Tatum and Brown are on the team, yes, because you have 2 supermax contracts, but the cap is going up. And it's going up, 7 to 10%. And the numbers are so big that 7 to 10% is like $15 million a year now, right? So that like is going to accelerate the pace at which we have some wiggle room. Plus Simons is an expiring contract at $27 million. Like that alone gives us lots and lots of space, even under the luxury tax. So yes, we are always going to have to watch the salary bill. But if Chisholm is legitimate that he wants to spend and he's willing to spend for a contender, like we are not in salary apocalypse anymore like we were the last 2 years.
Great call. Let's talk about what else we learned. Maybe about the future wing rotation being awesome or Sam Hauser extending his range after some words from our friends here at Game Time, Spoonie. Is that possible?
Let's do it. It's college basketball season. It's NBA season. It's the best time of the year. I have been looking up some WVU basketball tickets so I can check 2 top 3 picks, Darren Peterson and AJ Dibansa, when they come to Morgantown. And I'm going to get those tickets on Game Time because it's super easy. You can just hop on the app, search for the game or the team, and you're shown all the available tickets, all the best deals right on your phone. Their curated deals make it even easier to find the best seats at the best prices, and last-minute deals get you tickets right up to the start of the event or even an hour after it starts. But maybe my favorite feature is the seat view. It'll show you exactly what it looks like from any seat before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time.
Yeah.
Game Time rocks. I use it all the time. You should definitely check it out. Use that promo code and let the folks at CLNS know that, you're supporting the boys.
Hell yeah. Support the fellas. Go see the Baylor Scheierman show against the Utah Jazz tomorrow. It'll be sick. Probably get in the door for under $100. Go.
Yeah. I'd say so.
I'd say so. Yeah. You got 2. I'll give you door A or door B. Josh Minott or Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser. That is not, it's like not even a question for me.
I love Sam Hauser.
Yeah, man, like the defense is solid and the weapon that his 3-point shooting is just so like can be game breaking at times. And I think it was the Philly game. He caught a pass above the break and the defense was like hard helping, shading over towards him because I think Jaylen was kind of top of the key and he swung it. And he threw like an overhand 2-handed pass on the money to the opposite corner. And I'm like, oh shit, that's new. That's something Hauser's never really been in a position where he's had to do it. And if like he kind of unlocks some of the basketball IQ and some of the passing chops a little bit. Like, I'm not expecting him to like run pick and rolls and be like, oh, kick it. Wow, nice behind the back pass, Sam. But if he can just kind of move the ball cross court to open shooters, that's going to add a different dimension. Like, to me, this is not even close. I love Josh Minott. Sam Hauser is a proven like high level bench wing that can play in the NBA finals.
I wasn't necessarily asking who is better. I was just necessarily asking who you want to talk about next. And clearly it's Sam Hauser. No, I would never blaspheme in that way. But I'm absolutely with you and don't need to harp on about it. But shout out Baylor for playing better. The people that thought that Sam Hauser could be replaced when he is one of the best shooters of all time. I was going to say in the league. I think he's just straight up one of the best shooters of all time. And they don't break it down quite enough, but distance-wise, I think he's trying to increase his range, or he's just taking more deep threes. He's 2 for 3 on 30 to 35 foot jumpers, and 25 to 29 foot. He's 35%. So I think he's worked on increasing his range. He's just straight up shooting 45% from 3. But I'm with you. If you can start
7 a game, James, 7 a game,
dude. And it really does. Like the wing rotation for the future feels like it's starting to kind of like really play out in front of us because we've always loved Hauser, and he dealt with the back last year. He's playing really well defensively. He's like still making help blocks. He's really brought the rebounding back as well, and made that a focus. But if he can continue to just leverage that gravity, I mean, at this point, the 4 straight threes that he hit against. Well, who am I blanking? Who did they beat in that game?
Cleveland,
yes. Very few players in the NBA can hit those types of shots in that short amount of time. Like, I wonder if he just keeps moving up the scouting report on this specific team. Like, if you're playing against the Celtics, it's like if you can stop Sam Hauser from making his 3.7 threes per game right now, and make it 2.7 or 1.7, that's like such a crucial piece of the Celtics offense right now. And I wonder if teams try and send more help or like become more aware of it. And then that's when maybe he can start to unlock some of the passing you've talked about.
I think they're starting to. Like, watch him come off a pin down this year. Like, teams are playing high above the ball, like above the screen to cut off the pass to him. But look, when you get in the paint, he is so good at moving with like the second his defender turns his head and looks at like a driver, he's gone. He's either lifting out of the corner, he's dipping down to the corner, he's floating back to the top of the key. He just makes himself available so well. And to me, I truly believe that is an innate skill. Like, some guys just don't like have it. It's not like you don't get taught that. You just kind of know like when to move, how to unlock those angles for passers. And he just does it so goddamn well. And plus, it also helps when you can catch the ball at your face and you don't have to bring it down and just rise up and shoot.
I just get surprised anytime misses a shot now.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know who doesn't have that skill? The first player that came to mind is Cam Whitmore. I don't know why. He doesn't have that feel. But you're absolutely right. It's like Jaylen's driving, and it's like he has a great feel for. He knows the angles that Jaylen can see, and he knows that Jaylen likes to make this pass, and he knows that the defender has turned his head and he moves just enough. He's such a good player, and people that wanted to trade him are silly people. Josh Minott, really good stretch in that Philly game. I know that. What did he end up? He ended up not making a single shot in that game. Ended up 2 for 4 from the free throw line. But I still thought he was really good, active, had the help side block late in the game. He was so hard on himself when he missed those 2 free throws. I know. And it was cool to see like everybody celebrate and then like go pick him up afterwards. I thought we were toast after he missed those. Philly got 2 shots at us being because Jaylen missed 1. And then Minott missed 2. Was there another missed free throw I'm misremembering? But yeah, we tried really hard to lose that game. And I'm really glad for Josh Minott that he didn't. But he's just racking up ton of rebounds right now. And for a team that is battling that Achilles heel, sorry, Ben, to use that metaphor again, but it's so important. And he's racking up like 5, 10, 14 rebounds against the Cavs every game.
Yeah, man. Like, we were like, man, where are we going to get, I lost your video, Jake, but we were gonna like, we're going to replace Jason Tatum's rebounding. And then Josh Minott walks through the door. He's averaging 7 a game on only, like 20 something minutes a night. Whereas, obviously Tatum's going to average more. Yeah. 22 minutes a night, 7 a game. And like extrapolate that over, Tatum's minutes, he's rebounding at roughly the same rate that Jason Tatum rebounded. So, he has replaced probably one of the biggest things we'd miss from Jason Tatum, and that's the defensive rebounding. Plus, he's just a maniac. He's like Hugo. Like, he plays so hard. I saw a tweet, and this dude was like, I want us to tank, and then I watch him play, and I just can't. They need to win for this guy. Like, I want them to win for Josh Minott so bad. I'm like, yeah, dude, I feel the same way. Like, when he's out, he is giving it his all, and I think he kind of knows this is my chance to, stick in the NBA, because when you get dropped from the team that drafts you, man, a lot of guys never see another minute, and he's doing everything he can with it, and he's not going to let this opportunity slip through his fingers. And like, the corner shooting's been okayish, and if that can be real and he can up the volume and he gets the weight transfer issue, like, his shot's ugly. It kind of hurts to watch. Yeah, but if he can like work out some of the kinks and be consistent from the wing, from the corner rather, he's going to be a player. And like, he flashes a little ball handling and passing sometimes. Like, he had one Euro in transition where he like spun and dropped it off. And somebody finished it. It might have been Jaylen. And I was like, okay, all right, I see it. He's had a couple passes that have made me like take note.
The feel and IQ and skill outside of the shot mechanics are definitely there. Even the finishing, and I think part of it is just he's so long and he's able to get the arm up to a certain point where he can get some nice angles finishing, but he's comfortable going up with both hands.
Yeah.
I really like the way the future of wing rotation looks right now with Tatum, Jaylen, Hauser, we always had. But then it's like you've got supercharged O'Shea Brissett, and then you'll have second and third year Hugo to kind of round it out. And what's been cool and something that I know I've called for a lot was always Tatum at the 5. And Joe never really did it. And, when you go Horford, Porzingis, and Luke, why would you? But
yeah,
I like that Joe's showing that he's willing to try certain things. And that's been something that he's gone to, has been Minott at the 5. He tried that again in both the Philly and the Houston games. And so that just unlocks a ton of versatility. If there's a guy that can, instead of asking Tatum to play the 5 in that spot, it's like, okay, Minott can do it and help take some of the load off of Tatum. It's exciting for just Josh Minott, the person. I know we ran the clip after the Cavs game about how he's just so happy to be in Boston, but it's just cool to see a dude get his chance, because he didn't really get his chance in Minnesota because they were so deep and just didn't play out the right way. It's similar to Nesmith in a way, I guess. Like, he didn't get his chance here in Boston, and then he goes to Indiana and makes the opportunity count. Obviously, Nesmith being the lottery pick is a bit different, with Minott being like a second rounder. But it's cool to see a guy be like, this is my opportunity to like literally make a career and a life out of playing basketball.
Yeah, man, it's really awesome. And like, he just so very obviously knows this is the chance too, which is kind of special. It's really awesome. So yeah, on the 5, dude, like, if he can make those corner threes and you have that 5 alignment with like the Jays, Minott, and like Hugo, like, that is gonna be such a wild lineup that I would love to see it. And
you can go Jays, Minott, Hugo, and you can go Hauser as your like 6'7" and over early lineup.
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's see what happens, boys. But I think Joe is the perfect coach for Minott, because Joe will always tell you to take the shot if it's open. And I have interacted with some T-Wolves fans, mostly on Reddit, and they were like, the second he made any mistake, Finch took him out. Like, he could never, ever stay on the court because he'd make a mistake or he'd take a shot he wasn't supposed to take, and he'd be gone, banished to the bench for the rest of the game. So you can tell he's just playing really free, really within himself, and like making quick decisions, which is what like has impressed me the most, is the fact that he just seems to know how to play basketball too, which like is kind of rare for the 6'8", 6'9" uber athlete kind of player type.
Yeah, no question. Is there anyone else you want to hit before we get out of here? Anthony Simons, team high plus 20, more higher plus minus than his field goal attempts, just plus 23 versus 7 for 21. I have enjoyed him getting downhill a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your boy Baylor?
Let's talk about Baylor and Walshy really quick, because I agree with you. I think Baylor has actually kind of played himself back into an NBA career here. I mean, obviously that's hyperbole, but and like Houston, I thought he was pretty damn good, and like when he's got minutes here and there, he's playing really hard. He's like executing the defense, and like maybe the Houston game will get his shot going a little bit and get him some confidence. So, what do you think of Walshy in that Houston game?
Okay. I like that he made those 2 threes late, but
Yep.
I especially early, he felt very hesitant, and that's the part with him that I'm worried about. Is that every time he's out there, I wonder if it's kind of like the Minott thing. He's so worried about making a mistake that instead of just multiple times, it feels like the defense is just a tiny bit in rotation, and instead of just attacking like 2 hard dribbles and then going up and making decisions or getting to 2 feet like we saw in Summer League, he's just kind of like, and then just swings the ball and stands in the corner. I felt it was very much a hesitant performance.
Yeah, I agreed. He made one pass that I was like, okay, that was a great play. Other than that, he was just a guy out there. He's just getting cardio offensively. I do think the defense has looked okay. Like, he's playing really hard. The defense has looked okay. I just think I'm with you. Like, he is in the Minott situation in many, and like I just suspect, like, now that we've got Hugo, now that we've got Minott, and now that like if Baylor has kind of figured it out here, we just don't need like a 7th wing, you know, like maybe somebody sees some value in him and you can like swap him for a young big who maybe is a development project or something. But like, unfortunately, unless like the next couple of times he sees the court, he really starts to look confident. I think he's probably not long for the Celtics, at least maybe at the end of the season, but I think it's probably on its way out.
Yeah. I like that he tried to go up for a dunk, but I wonder if he's just disappointed in general. Like, he was so confident at Summer League, and he was talking about how like there's all these minutes available, and I'm excited. Like, I know it sucks we don't have JT and all these guys, and it's like, well, you just lost all your minutes to Hugo and Josh Minott.
Yeah.
And there's no argument for him to get minutes right now. Like, even if I hadn't seen Walsh play right now and seen some of the hesitancy, I'd be like, Minott's just playing too well, and obviously Hugo's played better as well. I just don't know what he does out there. I was watching him and I was like, he's just the guy that fan bases love and have talked themselves into. But if you like put a different fan's brain was watching the Celtics play, they'd be like, couldn't give a shit. Like, how different is, like, I was so hard on Jaden Springer. Like, how different is Jordan Walsh to Jaden Springer at this point? Like, who would be a better NBA player? I feel like I might be able to make an argument for Jaden Springer because at least I know he can play on-ball defense, whereas I don't know what the Jordan Walsh thing is. And then I know I'm like, I probably shouldn't say this after he's played less than 20 minutes in the season. So I don't know.
But that therein kind of lies the problem, right? Is that he's not showing enough in practice and in these small stints to play more minutes because they're there. Like, I mean, Scheierman got like some run out. I guess so did Walshy against Houston, but like those minutes are available. Like, Hugo is a 19-year-old rookie. Like, presumably Walsh should be able to play ahead of him, and he's just not been able to do it. So Walshy is like, I don't know how it works in 2K anymore, but it used to be like if you tried to build like an all-around small forward in my career, he would just like be good at nothing and like not bad at everything. And like that's just not how role players work. You need to be like, ideally, you're great and amazing at everything, and then you're Jason Tatum. But like if you're a role player, I'd much rather a dude with like very, very strong skills and some weaknesses we can mitigate, like with Hauser, as opposed to a dude who's like, he's just got like no glaring positive skills that you can deploy in certain instances. Like Ugo, on ball defense, like the hustle. It's very obvious you can deploy him in certain situations. And it's like, why would you ever pick Walsh instead of Ugo to do that job?
Yeah, wings are funny. And I was listening to Trill Broaded on Ball. And he's like, I hate wings. They're all like, in order for them to be good, they need to be really good at guard things and or big things. Or
Yeah.
otherwise, so many of them are like end up like Jordan Walsh or Kuminga up until this year, where they're all 6'6" to 6'9", athletic. They're so tantalizing, but they actually can't do anything. They can't dribble the ball. They can't shoot. They're actually not that good at rebounding, and defensively, they're not quick enough to stay with small guys, and they're not big enough or strong enough to handle big guys. And that kind of feels like Jordan Walsh is like, he's like a rookie, creator wing player where he can't actually, it's really hard to rack up positive plays because he doesn't have an advantage in any spot, really. It's
Right.
like, basically, he's like a sub-average catch and shoot 3-point shooter right now. Like if I had to bet my life on him doing one thing in like the next game, it's like he could like just hit a couple catch and shoot threes. I don't want to get stuck on an island with him guarding Maxi, whereas Ugo did great at that. I don't want him having to battle on the boards because it feels like he gets smoked both defensively and like I've been waiting for him to do what Ugo's been doing since he's been drafted and just be flying high above the rim with his 7'1" wingspan, and he's just not doing it.
He's just small compared to Ugo in Minott. You know what I mean? Like, I know their measurements seem similar, but like Ugo's just so much sturdier and Minott is just so much longer that it's just I just hard to think of like this game really calls for Jordan Walsh. You know what I mean? Whereas like against Detroit, it's like, play Ugo, have him hound Cade. That's a great idea. And then he, gets a DNP or basically, plays 7 minutes the next game. It's tough. We love Walshy. It just unfortunately looks like it's kind of headed towards he's not in the future of this team. But the flip side is like that's because it seems like we found some guys finally, which is great.
That's why you throw all these darts.
Yep.
Can't hit them all.
No, and if it's me playing darts, you can't hit any. But all right, you got anything else, Jake? We should probably get out of here soon.
That's probably good. Might be doing a late night tomorrow
Nice.
after the Wizards game. No, Jazz game. So get ready for the did you realize that the Wizards, I've done it twice now, the Jazz are starting Walker Kessler, Filipowski, and Larry Markkinen?
I know Markkinen's destroying. I did
Yes.
not realize all three were starting. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've not caught a Jazz game. I have caught several Wizards games, or at least large portions of several Wizards games. They're plucky, dude. They're not bad. They're not a disaster anymore. So those will be good games. Check out late night, and we'll be back again this week, either with Patreon or a full show. But that is going to do it for this one. We are out. Oh, Jazz game prediction. We win by 10.
So, wow, the line is 9.5. So well done.
Look at that. What do you got?
I'll go a closer win, like Celtics by 7 or something.
Hell yeah. All right, we're out. Peace. See ya. Thanks for joining us.